Good evening to everyone. Good evening. How's everybody doing? Good evening. How's everybody doing? Let's share so we can start. Let's get a quick 100 so we can start with this broadcast that is really important for you guys to know what is going on in other countries of South America, that they are not in the International Pact of Immigration, but they are with an agreement to accept refugees. How's everybody doing? Good evening to everyone. Good evening to everyone. I'm Oscar Blue for Border Network News and also for America's Voice. Good evening to everyone. Hope that everyone is having a wonderful night. Weather over here in Tijuana is beautiful right now. And, it's a really calm day. Happy, I think it's Tuesday or Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Hope that you guys are having a beautiful evening. So, today, in the morning, as we were delivering some toys for the Unimius shelter, I told you guys that probably I will be on a shelter doing a coverage today. I didn't do the coverage today because of security reasons. One, two, I had an interview and a really magnificent and really important interviews. Also, I have a couple interviews. I had one with a person that is already known right here on the on our country of Mexico, that he has a lot of following at YouTube. That helps us a lot to spread the word and spread what is happening. But not only that, we had an interview with a journalist from Chile, the country of Chile. It is really important that everybody knows what is going on in Chile. Like I told you weeks before, we were going to have an interview with people from South America, and we were going to have interviews with people from countries from South America, so we can know basically what is going on and what is happening, and we can actually get to know what is the whole situation in regards to the influx of migrants. In regards to the influx of migrants, how they're getting to these countries in South America, and not only that, how are they fleeing from these countries that they're not in the Pact of Immigration, and then how did they get out of the International Pact of Immigration? This journalist has been broadcasting of the caravan since basically it started. And what he can explain to us is that the president of Chile denied the International Pact of Immigration. The president of Chile denied the International Pact of Immigration, exactly like Trump. By the way, these journalists from Chile and these people from Chile that they're following his program, they love the president of the United States. And also they love the president of the United States, and they stand strong with the decisions of the president of the United States. So what kind of information we gave today that is really important for us to be on top of our game, to know what kind of information we can provide to all these people, what kind of information we can provide to all these people that they were asking what is going on in our country of Mexico, what is going on in Tijuana, and not only that, how this is coming to a control by the United Nations in our land with this shelter that I showed you yesterday, that the United Nations is trying to build, and is not trying. In a month they're going to put the first rock to build a shelter that is going to be funded by the United Nations. Now, we talked to this journalist from Chile. It is amazing what you guys are going to hear. When the migration of influx is started in Chile, the first thing that they started to come to Chile was Middle East culture, Middle East countries. They started to form their own communities inside Chile. A lot of people from Chile, they were not agreeing with it. Why? Because they were all people from Syria, Palestine, and Pakistan. All these people, they were forming communities, small communities in Chile. They were not forming communities for them to stay right there and also to, procreate. They were forming communities right there so they will be a station so they can flee up to the north. Where the north? Mexico, and from Mexico to the United States. How they started noticing that these communities will be kind of dangerous, the people started reuniting. And the next president that denied the International Pact of Immigration put a security lock to all those people. You have to be a refugee to order to come to the country. If you're not a refugee, you cannot enter the country. So the president of Chile completely changed. The new president of Chile completely changed the perspective on the cultures of Middle East. Completely changed, and she eradicated the pact, but she accepted that they can receive refugees. That is, that is another bad thing. So it kind of contradicts himself, but they started to not deport, but they started to return all these people with Middle East, with Middle East identities, and they started to return them back home. Why? Because their clear intentions, to be right here in our country, to be right here in their country in Chile, was not to stay. It was to flee up into the north. So that was the red light to open up and to say, you know what, we need to get them out of here, and we need to move them away, or they need to move out from this country of Chile. So what happened? What happened was that they moved out, and the majority of them are in Colombia. The majority of them are in Colombia, and a lot of people from Chile is getting hit enormously with people from Haiti and people from Venezuela and Colombia. Who's fleeing? Venezuela flees to Colombia, and Colombia is traveling to Chile. A lot of them are traveling to Chile. And Haiti, if we thought that we had it bad over here with people with Haiti, Chile has it horrendous. Chile is getting bombarded and attacked by people from Haiti. A lot of people from Haiti are over there right now. We're talking about thousands and thousands and thousands of people from Haiti are the ones that they're fleeing to Chile. Now, it's exactly the same pattern as we are talking. That is the weirdest thing, and it's so obvious how the United Nations collided with the international human rights, and also with organizations from America and from lawyers. It's so obvious that it's the same pattern that they use. He's explaining to me that there was a lot of people that they were falsifying documents to get them from Bolivia to the next city. There probably will be Guatemala. There probably will be Honduras. There probably will be El Salvador. So they were working. They had an office in Bolivia that they were distributing documents all across South America. And I was like, I've seen that before. We are seeing that in our south door in Tapachula when we encounter Cubans telling us that the documents that this firm of lawyers, these fake lawyers in Mexico by Mexicans, they were faking documents to give them visas of transit, charging them $500, $800, $1,200. Not only that, we get fake lawyers over here by organizations by the United States that they are giving fake marriages and fake families and all that stuff. And as I was talking to him and we were relating with the conversation, He's like, that is exactly what is going on over here. That is exactly what is going on over there in Chile. And his analysis and his definition of what is going on in Chile is this. The United Nations has entered Chile massively. Massively. They are putting little shelters and little communities that they are houses, exactly like here. It's exactly the same pattern. They use houses. They use motel rooms to get these people in there and to move them and to eradicate everything that is against, the paperwork of these people to move forward. And they're saying that their analysis is that the United Nations is the one and is the only one that is pushing this narrative from Chile up, from Brazil to Chile, all the way up to our country. He was amazed when we were talking, and I was showing him the new shelter that they're building, that they're going to build right here, kilometers away from Tijuana, between two cities from the state. He was amazed that Mexicans are letting this happen, because in Chile they're not having it. They're not having it in questions of letting them make communities. They try to make a community that it was called exactly the same. It's the same pattern, people. You know that over here in Tijuana, they made a community that is called Little Haiti. Over there, they try to make a community that is called Little Dominican Republic. And right now, they're making a community as we speak. They're trying to take over in Tapachula with a community that is going to be called Community of Honduras for more than 2,000 Honduras people. So this is the same pattern. And it clearly tells you that we know all this, but it shows the evidence, and it shows the evidence clearly that is the United Nations that is funding 100% all this movement and all this narrative to invade borders. He's saying that there's a lot of people that they were Chavistas. Chavistas was the last dictator from Venezuela, and they have a lot of people from there that they are creating militias over there in Chile. Also, they have a lot of people from Maduro, the dictator from Venezuela, that he is sending, ex-military people to Chile to start forming communities and to start forming, what it can basically be presented as a tactic, a military tactic to if there's a problem, they can stop it, and they can push the narrative of these people migrating to another countries. So it's dangerous. It's completely dangerous. And this is what is happening over here. It's the same pattern, people. The same pattern. Antifa is the new militia for the leftists and the socialists in the United States. Those are the ones that they're pushing the narrative in the United States for socialism. It's exactly the same thing as what they're doing with these ex-military people in Chile. Now, who are the ones that they're over here in Tijuana? The activists, and also Pueblos Sin Fronteras, Ángeles Sin Fronteras, Al Otro Lado. All these people, they're pushing the narrative of immigration, of open borders. And over there, where it's Chile, you got ex-military people from ex-governments like Venezuela, that they are Chavistas from Hugo Chavez, and also ex-military people from Maduro, that they consider themselves ex-military. Like, we had interviews right here at shelters where they were ex-military people from Honduras in shelters. What all these ex-military people were doing over here in shelters, what they were doing over here, we actually don't know. And the speculation from them is that if we have ex-military people right here in our city and in our country is because they're forming a militia. It's exactly the same thing that they're doing over there in Chile. Over there in Chile, the people of Chile are suffering because of the invasion with people from Haiti and people from, their country has exactly the same thing that every country has. They're lacking of jobs. They don't have too much jobs to offer to countries like Chile. Their economy has dropped at a 7%. And entering this year because of all the influx of migrants that are coming from Venezuela and from Haiti, and they're pushing the narrative of communism over there. The community of Cubans, there's a few of them, but the majority of the communities over there is people from Haiti and people from from Venezuela, and the little communities that they started forming over there by the Middle East, that the government of Chile got them out. They pushed them out. They said, this is not working out. We don't want this problem. And a lot of them people were from Syria, Pakistan, and Palestine. This is crazy. This is crazy because he asked me a question. He asked me a really particular question when we were talking. And he's like, have you seen a mosque over there that they're building mosque? And I said, yes, my city has one. Okay, have you seen more? I said, yes. In the next city, that is Rosarito, they have 3. He's like, whoa, you're going to have a problem, buddy. And the problem is, and I told him, there's a secret shelter of this, particular religion. He's like, whoa, you're going to have a problem. The problem is that he asked a question that is really, obvious for everybody in the United States of America and over here in Mexico. Why bring all the people from the Middle East all the way up to the border? That's a really good question. That was a really good question that he asked me. Why these people want to bring all the people from the Middle East all the way to the border? Why they don't put them in the middle of the country? Why they don't create a refugee center in the middle of the country or far away from the borders? Why they pushing the narrative to bring them all the way up to your border? Why they're building mosque? Why they're building a particular shelter for these people? And why now they're building a 5,000 people shelter in our city by the United Nations, funded by the United Nations? That is the number one problem that he saw. That is the number one problem that he saw when I show him the video that I recorded, that I put in my pocket. And now you can see the link of the new shelter that is going to be built. That is a 5,000 people shelter. He was amazed. The people from Chile were amazed of the shelter, how it looks better than a stadium, how it looks better than than hotels. It's a private. It looks like a 5-star private hotel that has all the facilities and the commodities for first class people. It even has an airport for an helicopter. For God's sake, why they want an airport for the helicopter? That's another question. And it's to bring all these people that is from the United Nations to land and see how the facility is running, to indoctrinate and to have control on migration, to push the narrative, to bring people and to instigate and to motivate them to come to a shelter that is next to the beach. And they know that they don't have no possibilities on crossing to the United States and getting asylum because they're only at 3%. But the thing right here is, what is the purpose that this guy asked me from Chile? What is their purpose, Oscar? And the purpose is, we all know, to instigate and to motivate migrants to come all the way to our city and to cross illegally to the United States. Not to help. Let's get that straight in our heads. It's not to help. It's simply to motivate, to instigate, and for all these people to come, whether they know, if they don't know, that they don't have a big chance of possibility of getting the political asylum. And we're going to get 5,000 of those. Now, get a percentage. Like he asked me, how many of those, if you pack that shelter with 5,000 people, how many of those are going to stay and create a job and create a better life over here? Not even if you put a stadium with the best grass on the field, they're going to stay here. Migrants from South America and across the world, they have told our country that they don't like Mexico. They don't want Mexico. They want the United States. That is their number one purpose. That is their number one objective. And that is their bait. The United States. They don't want Mexico. They want the United States, with all that disrespect. And one of the things that he told me, that a lot of these migrants from countries from Haiti and from Middle East countries, they have exactly the same pattern that is explaining that they don't want Chile, that they don't want to stay in Chile, that they want to migrate up, but they're using particular points. As he explained to me something, that Chile was one of their main offices to distribute people up to Central America and to blend them in. So, one question that I ask him is, how can we get out of this international pact of immigration? What is the number one thing that we have to do to get out to this international pact of immigration? And the number one thing that we have to do is keep fighting, reunite, stay strong, keep protesting, and keep exposing what is going on. That is the number one thing that we need to do. That is the number one thing. So it was a pretty interesting interview with this guy. He's a really good guy. I will tell you, he's a really nice person. We are going to have, a specific contact with him on a daily basis, because he has really good information about the Middle East cultures, how they're going in their country. Apparently, they have a community right now of 50 people, from 20 to 50 people from Syria right now, in a city that I don't remember the name, the city that they have this community. From 20 to 50 people, they have a community of Syria. So it's really interesting to know how this Middle East people are moving. And it's really interesting why Haiti is hitting only Chile. That's a question that he asked himself. We don't even know why Haiti is coming only to Chile. Why not go to Ecuador? Why not go to Bolivia? Why not go to Colombia? Why only Chile? Why only Chile? So that is another question. Then who's pushing that narrative to only go to Chile, only to Chile? So this is amazing. Interviews like this, they make us understand that our voice is being heard all the way to South America, that is all the way to Chile, and that it's really important that we know that our voice is being heard in other countries and in other continents, as we are moving forward, as we are pushing forward to be heard in another continents. Now, we have contact with a person from Barcelona, that is Spain, that we're going to have an interview with him probably on Friday. I will put the link of this interview in a few moments. It's in Spanish. You must excuse me. It's in Spanish, but I will try to put subtitles in the interview. It's on a YouTube channel. He has his own YouTube channel. He has a good audience. His channel has been censored more than 3 times, and he's been trying. He's been trying to get out there. And it's amazing how Chile has been invaded. At first, they were invaded by thousands of people from Syria. Now they're scattered all over the place. They don't know where they are. But now the only people that they have gotten after all the scattered of all these people from Syria, because the government was like, we don't want you here anymore, we need to push them out. The only little community that they got now that they know of, and then the number that they know of, is between 20 and 50. Now, it's really important for us to be in contact with people from another continents and from another cities. Why? Because we need to know how the United Nations is pushing their agenda to create an open border system. It's really important that we know from where it's coming. Now, with this information that is going to be in Spanish, but I will try to put subtitles so you guys will know. I'm basically explaining what is going on over here in Mexico only. But I'm going to have an interview with him in our channel in Facebook. Probably on Thursday, I will have an interview with him, or Friday, so you guys can hear by yourself and I can translate and you guys can listen to him on what is going on over there in Chile. What is going on over there in Chile. And I will upload that interview with the translation so you guys can know what is happening in Chile. Now, I will upload this interview in Spanish, and probably tomorrow, or probably on Thursday, probably on Friday, I will have an interview with him so you can listen to him on how these communities and how these people from Syria and from all these Palestine and all these Pakistans and all the people from Haiti, how they're invading Chile. How they're invading Chile is really important for us. And during this week, probably this week on the weekend, we're going to have an interview with a person from Barcelona, Spain, so we can keep on moving. Our voice needs to be heard, and I want to thank everybody from Border Network News. I want to thank my partner, Conservative Anthony, but everybody on Border Network News for sharing our post. This is the accomplishment of you guys. This is the accomplishment of you guys. You guys, sharing our post and sharing our voice has got to this point that people from South America, from Chile, they're hearing us and they want us to be a voice in their show so we can explain to them what is going on in our city and in the United States with all these organizations, nonprofit organizations, and this invasion that is happening in our country. Not only that, in other continents, in Europe and Spain. So thank you so much. I greatly appreciate all your support, and thank you for spreading our voice all across the world. Thank you so much. We will do this interview with him so he can explain to all of us how and what is going on in Chile. And it's going to be a mind-blowing interview for you guys, so we can listen and we can analyze and we can understand how this is looking all the way from Chile. So God bless you all for this little moment that you guys gave me. I'm right here in a random place. I just parked here because I was just finished talking to him, and we were basically surprised. We are really surprised on how is the same pattern that they're using in the same pattern that they're using in Europe, the same pattern that they're using in South America, the same pattern that they're using in our country of Mexico, and is the same pattern that all these leftist Democrats on the country of Mexico, on the country of the United States, they're using exactly the same thing. So it's more than now we know that is the United Nations that is pushing this narrative. It's not just Democrats. Democrats represent open borders and represent socialism and represent the United Nations and represent Agenda 2030. They represent them. That is what they want. They want open borders. They don't care about sovereignties. They don't care about laws. They don't care about nothing. They want open borders to the fullest. So thank you so much for watching me right now. Share this post as we are going to continue tomorrow. Probably tomorrow I will get an interview with him. I will try to get an interview with him so you guys can understand and you guys can watch how a journalist from Chile explains what is happening in South America and in their country. It was a pleasure to be with you guys. Stay safe. A question that you guys want to ask before I go. I got 5 minutes. Got 5 minutes for you guys. Oh yes. Thank you so much for the people that want to contribute to my work. There's my PayPal right there in the bottom. Thank you so much. God bless you all. The people that they are contributing to my work. I don't put a gun to nobody's pocket. Whoever wants to contribute, thank you so much. God bless you. We do this independent journalism, independent reporting, and independent broadcasting to bring the reality and the truth of what is going on in our city, in our country, and all across the world with our voice about the New World Order and the influx of migrants and how they are corrupting and breaking our borders. So, well, a question for everybody. If you guys want to ask a question, I'm right here. Got like 5 minutes for you guys. Thank you so much, Nancy Whitley. It says, God bless you, Oscar. Is there anyone pushing back? Not even Trump. They appreciate so much the politics of Trump. I will tell you this journalist, he told me, we admired off camera. He told you that, he admires so much the president of the United States. They want a Trump. Everybody wants a Trump in their own country. Let me see right here one comment. Oscar, mejor te invito a cenar, vamos, yo pago. Ana Sofía, muy buenas noches. Buenas noches, saludos, ¿cómo estás? Muchas gracias. Cindy Shivers, how you doing, Cindy? Oscar, don't want to go home. Oscar, don't want to go home. No, I'm working for you guys. Does the guy you interview have a page or to follow? Yes, I will post the page of YouTube. He's on YouTube, and I didn't interview him. He interviewed me. So it's all about what is happening in Mexico. It's all about what is happening in Tijuana. Pretty much is a recap of what I have been saying this whole time, and it's what is happening across, the border on the United States. Now, I am going to interview him probably on Friday on our Facebook page, so we can start, getting a really good interview, so you guys can't understand what is happening in Chile. Now, there's another question that I want to address right here. Is there a Trump figure in Central and South America, Brazil? Yeah, they host invaders too. Yes, but that we need to. It's a start. It's a start. We're not hosting. You're saying it like we want to host. I don't want to host this influx of migrants. Do you see me right here? It's 9 o'clock in the night. Do you see me right here, real happy, talking to you and saying, I want to host migrants? It's our government. It's the New World Order government. It's the socialists. It's not the people. It's the socialist people that they're pushing this narrative. I'm not a socialist, so I'm not pushing for this. I'm totally against this. So you guys need to, for people need to understand. Are you have people warning these people that they are being used? Yes, that's why we do this independent. Oh, we got the cops right here. Buenas noches. Look at that. You want to get arrested. Are you or do you have people warning these people of their being? Diga. Oh, ¿qué huele para acá? ¿Cómo está? No lo vi. Hold on a second. No, gracias, estoy bien. No estoy bien, Parquita. Estoy bien, no lo había visto, oiga. ¿Cómo está? Sí, cómo no, aquí estoy. A la orden, ahí tiene mi tarjeta. Ahí tiene mi tarjeta a la orden. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Ahí tiene mi tarjeta a la orden. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. It's a police officer that I know, from another part of the city. How is the relief coming along? Resources being distributed? What kind of resources are you talking about? Into work, into what part? Will you be getting a new post office box? Probably yes. I don't know where, but probably yes. Ok, gracias a ti. Informarnos son bastante importantes. Cuidado con la policía. No, es un amigo mío. Okay. Okay, let's go for another question right here. Oscar, can I arrange it for me to come down and tour the shelters with you? Of course, absolutely. Patricia, Craig Amorello. Of course, absolutely. Whoever wants to come over here and whoever wants to, see what is happening and the reality of what is happening and what is coming, hopefully God is helping us, and God has, God put President Trump in the United States. That is God. God put President Trump in the United States, and he's the only one, and he's the savior. So, yes, absolutely. If you want to come over here, send me a private message, and we can arrange, a tour of what is happening over here. And Chile, they still have a lot of communist influence. Yes, because you guys just basically got out of communism. That was what this journalist just told me. They used to be a communist country. that used to be a big communist country, and now they're not. So that's why I was really excited to talk to people from Chile, because they used to be a communist country and they're not anymore. And I was really excited to see how the feeling is to be back on, up and running in capitalism. It was, it was really interesting, and it's going to be more interesting for you guys to hear what is his opinion on communism and how they got out of it. That is more important for you guys to see. Okay. Is Mexico still deporting? Yes, they are. By small amounts. Well, by small amounts, why? Because they're not letting them in big amounts. So that tells you that they're only deporting in small amounts. And also, it's not only Mexico that is deporting. The United States is deporting by quantities of 80 to 100. So it tells you that where are these people that are getting deported, they're going to? Are they staying right here in our city? Who's maintaining them? Who's giving them money? Who's giving them funds? How they're going to stay here? Are they going to live here? Are they going to work here? Are they going to end up doing delinquents or violence? Are they going to go back to their country? How they're going to go back to their country? Who's going to give them money to go back to their country? If they go back to their country, are they still on the ideas of coming back to Mexico and then going back and fleeing to the United States? Are they going to be again intentionally trying to do something to hurt a country? We don't know. All those questions that you might ask, I don't know, because every immigrant has their own mind to think, and the majority of them, as soon as they get deported, they have the way of thinking that they want to go back to their country, and a lot of them, they say, I want to go back to the United States and try to cross illegally. Let me go all the way to the bottom. Okay, people, I'm about to leave. It's getting a little bit late. So I fought against the communists in Chile. Víctor Morales, viva Chile, chi chi chi, le le le, viva Chile. God bless you, Víctor. God bless you. God bless you, man. You fought against the communists in Chile. That tells a lot about the heart of the people of Chile. The Chile people have beautiful hearts. They're beautiful people. The people from Chile. It's a beautiful country, man. It's a beautiful country, and it's full with beautiful resources. South America and Chile has a lot of resources, and it's beautiful. And it's so shameful that all these communist dictators go into every country and they try to put the dictatorship and bring socialism and communism. And Chile was big enough to fight against communism and to get the hell out of there. It was really important, and you're part of that. You're part of that fight, and you're part of that, and that makes you a great person, a great individual, not only in your country but in the world, because you fought against communism and you were part of history. So congratulations for that. Go back to Chile. Yeah. We got a person right here that it doesn't agree with anything. So, have a great night, everybody. Have a fantastic night. I'm about to leave. Have a great night, and we will see each other. Tomorrow, so I can give you guys an update. Probably tomorrow we're gonna have a day off, so we can go, not a day off, so we are going to have a day to investigate other shelters and to go to particular potential openings of the wall, so we can show you guys that also. And I'm hoping that he can have time on Friday for he can give me an interview so we can talk about what is happening, the reality and the truth of Chile. So have a great evening. Stay safe, everyone. Follow my partner, Conservative Anthony, as he's running for Congress in District 16 of El Paso. Thank you so much for your attention. Have a blessed night. Stay safe. And always remember, peace and love, because always your country is first.